Leroy,
He's not
because
proud
that's
of it.
you.
He's not proud of it.
Hey, I'm proud of it. Just don't overuse it.
It was like
Okay.
Jaquan or something like that, right?
No,
What is it?
Darville.
Jarvell. That's right. He is Jarvell.
Jacarvi, Javale. Somebody was,
Ain't nothing wrong with Jarvell.
yeah, but Jacarvi, Javale. What's
And
wrong?
he said it was Jarvell.
Same thing.
See, Javell.
Same
You
thing.
Trying to stretch.
trying to stretch you. And yeah, that's...
Yeah, whatsoever. Good morning, Dr.
Good
Myers. How are
morning,
you?
everyone. Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, Mr. Debo.
Top of the morning to you, ma'am.
Darren.
Can I get you some coffee, water, tea, anything?
You know, water would be nice, Darren.
Carvey, could we get her some water here, please? Carvey, can we get
I'm good. Not right for right now.
the doctor some water?
Look,
She
Carver said
looks,
I'm not the
she looks
errand
parched.
person. Is it-
No, he does that.
I-
It's part of his duties.
You
He's
know-
closest to the door.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, good morning, Milwaukee. Hopefully you are waking up and feeling good. Today is Thursday, September 12th, 2024. It's always good to be seen and not viewed, huh? That's what my uncle always say.
That's right.
It's
Better be
always
seen
good to
and
be
not
seen
viewed.
and not viewed. Man.
Now, if they're viewing you, you know what that is. You laid out.
Laid out. That's it. You know, that means Michelle got you. That's,
Yeah.
that means she got you.
Yeah, no pits down there.
We all got to go, but you know I ain't ready yet.
That's right.
I got stuff to do.
When we had them at the resource fair, and what your wishes are, Michelle. We don't need to have that conversation.
Yes,
right
you
now.
do. You know
No,
what?
I don't, because I've already expressed to my wife whom is supposed to take my body.
Uh-huh.
You know, all of that is.
That's
I
good,
don't
but
need
I'm
to
glad
talk about
you-
that with Michelle.
But Debo,
But no, see, that's
A
for
lot
those
of
that
people-
don't plan.
but that's what I'm saying. You have to have the conversation in order for people to know your wishes and for them to be written.
Have you conversed with someone?
I have of
And,
what I want. That's right.
and they know what your wishes
They
are.
they know what the party's supposed to look like.
Okay,
So you know
I'm sure it'll be a party.
it will be a party. I'm gonna have a second line and everything.
Who?
A second line. I'm gonna have a second line of like a jazz funeral when I die.
Oh, really? You're gonna
Yeah.
do it like they do in New Orleans?
That's right.
Down in NOLA.
That's right. I want all of it.
That's awesome. I've never attended one, but I've seen them,
Mm-hmm.
and they look like they be having a good time.
Hey, just a closer walk on the way. Bye, when the Saints go marching in on the way back. I want all of it
Wow, how did we end up on this?
because you started
Oh,
talking.
you started talking about better be seen than viewed.
Then view. That is true, but you know, I think people need to make each day meaningful. But you cannot avoid having those conversations.
Right.
That's
I
a
concur.
thing. I don't know why in our community, especially Black folks, we act like if we don't talk about it,
It
then
won't happen.
it won't happen. We all got an expiration date. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to live in the dash, as they say, as the preachers say.
There you
What
go.
you did in the dash is what counts. So understanding that we all have mortality, you know, that we all have to understand that the end will come for us. You have to have those conversations with your family. And I know dealing with, you know, older people is they don't want to talk about that a lot. They don't want to do the pre-planning part. They don't want to at some point in time talk about what you owe, because you know leaving people bills behind is real.
Yeah.
You know, all of this stuff happens and it can arrive suddenly. You know, we just talked about, you know, burying Keon a couple weeks ago.
We came to pick up the car.
Yeah,
Y'all got to move.
y'all got to move.
Somebody
Yeah,
was
all
just
that is
moving this
real.
note.
Like that can happen within
Yeah.
short order if things are not put in place.
Yeah, and you know, it's such a tender age with Keon. I mean, certainly something unexpected, but you know, you just don't know when.
You don't know when. And Keon was a wake-up call, I think, for a lot of people because he was so young.
Mhm.
But I've gone to classmates' funerals in the last 2 years. And I'm talking, I just turned 40. One of my high school classmates died of a heart attack over the summer.
You just turned 40.
Yeah.
I would have never
In
thunk
May.
it. I never
So
would have
one of
thunk
my
it.
classmates from high school passed away and had his funeral. So I'm like, and he had recently married like within the past 3 years or so.
Mhm.
So when I sat down and thought about it, I know at least 5 widows or widowers that are my age.
Mm.
So I'm at the point in life where people are losing parents and people are also losing spouses. So it's a weird situation to be in. The fact that I know and can reach out and call people that either were married to somebody that I knew or a classmate or a friend or something like that, and people are gone. People who left kids behind, spouses behind, that are in my age range or younger than me.
And those are the hard ones, Dr. Myers, when you attend those services or you hear about people so young that have just really started to live their lives. And
a girl I grew up with, I
figure it
think
out,
Michelle, matter of fact, it was, I think, last summer. Anybody that remembers Kelly Billings from Rufus King High School, she went to Lloyd Street Elementary School. I went to her funeral over at Michelle at Pitt's Mortuary. And she was living in, I think, maybe Georgia or Tennessee. She lived out of state. I think it was Tennessee, and was killed in a car accident. So I'm like,
and that's
and had a husband,
that's
children.
real.
That's real.
Yeah, because we see how the drivers are driving, man. They end up jumping out running, and you go.
And you go. So it's not lost on me that you do have to tell somebody what you want. Have something in place, how to dispose of your property. You done bought a house. And
this conversation was brought to you by the new Pitt's Mortuary.
When you care enough to give your loved ones the very
best.
That's right. It's gonna be sponsored by somebody. It's Thursday.
Frankie
Mr.
Beverly.
Frazier. Yeah, Frankie Beverly. Man, that was
I got so many calls last night, folks appreciating the tribute we did last night from 8 until 10 was all Frankie Beverly live concert. And it was actually one of those where you could hear, it wasn't the newer concerts.
No.
You could hear that his voice wasn't
strong. Yeah.
It wasn't that strong.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so, we chose that one simply because it was more recent.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, I wrote on Facebook when I found out that Frankie had passed. I posted on Facebook. I'd actually met him at the White House back in June, I think, for Juneteenth. And it was a random, when I tell you everybody was at the White House that day, it was everybody was there. But I'd heard that Frankie was retiring. He was doing his last bit of touring with Maze. And it was like I want to thank you tour, blah, blah, blah. And I did not go to one of the final concerts. My first Frankie Beverly concert was in 2005. I had listened to the records, got all this stuff, loved.
So how long have you been acclimated to?
Since birth. So since birth. Yeah. I mean,
I was like 12.
Okay.
When I first got introduced to it, because we formed a band and we would try to figure out songs we wanted to do, and of course Maze was one of those songs.
Yeah,
he was a big group then.
When you think about all the positive just music, the whole mission of Maze was to lift people up and to talk about goodness and talk about good times, and it's the soundtrack of the summers of your life, and family reunions and being with friends.
We are one, joy and
we
pain.
Are one, joy and pain. Golden time of day, just all of them.
Absolutely. Silky Soul Singer.
My auntie's favorite song, Southern Girl. That's her song.
That one does the trick too. That one gets it going.
I was like all those songs.
But it's amazing because I think the last tour date was in May. And you wonder, was it something that he knew from a time standpoint that he wasn't going to live much longer, or was it just that? Because I asked Michelle yesterday, I said, do you think a person that's been on the road for as long as he was, I'm sure somewhere every weekend, somewhere that band was in performing 2-3 nights a week, what have you, that to just go home and sit down, maybe he just depressed him. I don't know.
I just think at some point in time, exhaustion sets in. When you think about B.B. King, he talked about being on the road like 300 out of 365 days in a year. And especially like old school performers like that, who the road was their life.
Right.
Like you think about it, Maze hadn't come out with a new album.
They didn't.
They have to, but in at least 20 years, I'm gonna say. Probably more.
I think the Too Many Games.
Yep, Too Many Games was probably the last one. Right. So when you think about going to see a concert, you knew what the playlist was going more than likely include. Yeah. You knew what outfit they was going to have on, but you went anyway because you wanted that live experience. And they thrived off of, number one, financially, being on the road was more lucrative, especially for artists of that caliber
Right. You're not
back
seeing
then.
most of your money
Most of your
is on
money
the
is
road.
made on the road.
Yeah.
So you had to tour to stay vibrant, to stay viable,
Hmm.
and to stay out there. It's not like, you doing all this other stuff that people are doing now. And that live musicianship, when you have a live band, the band got to get paid.
Oh yeah.
They have to tour in order to get paid, unless they're
You,
going to be session
you got a
musicians or things
road
like that.
crew. You
You
got a
got a road crew, you
big,
got
yeah.
everybody. So you got to tour
Hmm.
300 at least days a
You
year.
guys got to eat.
Yeah. So I mean, it's you think about that, and he was 77.
Hmm.
So probably for the past 50 years,
50
60
plus,
years,
yeah, yeah.
you've been on the road.
And you figure they started out opening up for Marvin
For
Gaye,
Marvin Gaye, yeah.
and just the transitions of life that band went through to subsequently become Maze featuring Frankie Beverly,
Hmm.
because that wasn't even their original name.
Right, right.
Uh, yeah, just
And the fact that the band still exists, they now have a new lead singer. I can't remember the brother's name, but he sounds really good.
yeah, but they changed the name. They're
Is it?
yeah, I think it's Jubu, which was a
No,
guitar player.
Jubu got his own band, I thought. I thought Maze was
I
still
did see
together.
something with Jubu as a separate
Separate
piece,
yeah.
but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, that the band branched off and changed their name into
Okay.
something else. And again, I don't know.
Okay. I'll look
It'll
into
come
it.
out in the wash,
It'll
as the
come
old
out in
folks say.
it. Yeah, yeah. But most definitely we're remembering Frankie. And just randomly, I'm going up to get something to drink in the at the on the White House lawn. I turn around, and see this man next to me, and I'm like, I know you. I was like, hey. He said, hey, how you doing? I,
Yeah.
unassuming, just walking around with his little Maze baseball cap on, ain't bothering nobody. And I said, I just want to tell you thank you for your music.
Oh
And
yeah.
I heard you were retired. And he said, oh, thank you, thank you. And to think, just a few months later, he gone.
Right.
You know,
Right.
that's why I've been on my I want to see all my legends before, because Michael Jackson messed me up.
I hate mess you up.
I had tickets to Michael's London show
Hmm.
in, I think my tickets were for September
Hmm.
of that year. The year he passed, he died in what, '09. I ended up going to London anyway because I had bought the plane ticket. I was up. I had to be up like at 2 o'clock in the morning online to buy these tickets.
Hmm.
They went on sale, and I'm trying to get these tickets. And my mother laughed because she called me because she heard the tickets had sold out within like an hour and a half. She said, well, I know you don't have no Michael Jackson ticket. I said, you must not know your child. I'm Michael's biggest fan. Wherever he going on the face of the earth, I'm
Wow.
coming.
Wow.
That was I said, wherever, if Michael, I'd never seen him live,
Mhm.
like when I was a kid during the '80s, nothing like that. And I said, I'm going. I was grown enough to buy my own ticket. I'm flying where he is going to be.
I understand.
So I set up and got those tickets, and then Michael passed away. Mom said, but what, you still going to go? I am. I went to England because of Michael Jackson.
So they refunded your tickets.
We had the option. We got like a partial refund you could get. And I took that because you got like Michael's funeral program, and you had your actual concert ticket and all that stuff. So I have it. But yeah.
So I guess that's a souvenir.
That was a souvenir. Yeah. That I got to keep.
Yeah.
So makes for an interesting story.
It does. It does. The ticket I never got to use.
The ticket I never got to use, but hey, that's all right.
You think it'll have some value?
Possibly. But hopefully, it's just the sentimental value for me.
Right.
Is that
if you're a fan of
yeah?
the caliber that you have referred to yourself as.
When I tell you, like
Certainly,
literally, yeah,
yeah.
I was that
To
kid.
have been able to get the ticket was an accomplishment.
Was an
within itself.
accomplishment. That's it.
So,
It was an accomplishment.
I know you
for me.
didn't realize that I speak so eloquently in the morning.
Yes, Darren, I do.
See there you go.
Mhm.
You started.
I do.
You heard it, didn't you, Jarvell?
Yeah,
hmm I'm here with Darren and Jarvell this morning.
Wow, these two characters. This is going to be an interesting morning.
It will, but it looks like we have a caller. We have to take a break. Okay, caller, if you hold, we will get to you first through the break. You're listening to Say Something Real. I'm your guest host, Lakeshia Meyer, sitting in for Michelle Bryant.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back on WNO. So, Lakeshia Myers, we had a caller that held through the break. Caller, you are on the air. Good morning.
And good morning to you, dear. And I did. Yes, I did hold through the break. I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Representative and Dr. Lakeshia Meyer. Excuse me. Good to hear your voice, and good to hear that you're doing well, you and your family, and many more birthdays and blessed days to come. Good morning, Mr. Devo. Good morning, Mr. Carvey.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Top of the morning.
Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. E1 and only Tyrone W. speaking. Good morning, Dr. Ward. I love Dr. Ward too. That's my guy with his good ends. I love you. Good morning, Dr. Andrew Ward, and others too. But condolences to everyone that's lost. Frankie, rest in peace, man. Rest peacefully. James Earl Jones, and many. So yeah, just our icons are. This is why we need people like yourself and. To keep the knowledge going, James Earl Jones, Frankie. I seen him once at the first. I seen him the only time I seen him was at the Riverside Theater. I didn't get a chance to really get down there to Summerfest with him with the big crowds and all that stuff there. But yeah, it was a great show at the Riverside, but it was 2 hours late. I said, man, look here. And the thing with me and Keon, we had an inside going joke with him and Rayfield, because I would say, Rayfield Malone, you Frankie Beverly looking. And me and Keon, I would tell Keon, I say, man, your daddy looked just like Frankie Beverly, man. So, but I miss my nephew, it's been a lot, my nephew, James Earl Jones, Frankie, so yeah, it's been just one after the other,
Okay.
But, and I don't want Carolyn to beat me up there because it's basically just between me, Keon, and Rayfield,
Okay.
I don't think Tyra, Rachel, and all the Carolyn, they wasn't in on it. It was just between the men, But so yeah, the music will live forever. That's the main thing, And it was a great show. The one time I did see him, like I said, 2 hours late, man, I was about ready to come down on that stage and say, boy, where you been? If the tour bus didn't break down and you, I like slide somebody, you better get in here as much money as we paid for these tickets, But it was a great show. It was a wonderful show. I loved it. I would have liked to have seen him more, but the one time is what I have, and that's what I'll hold on to. I've got a couple of the albums. I've got a couple of the albums, but yeah. Golden Time of Day, I sat out there till sunset last night just with that one going through my mind there, thinking about him. Golden Time of Day, and it truly was, beautiful sunset, and it truly was a golden time of day.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but anyway, so yeah, Maze, the Isley Brothers, Kool and the Gang, those groups have longevity, and we don't have too many of them left. So get out and see them when you get a chance to. All right. Have a great day. Wonderful weekend. Thank you, dear.
You as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been on my hunt trying to see the OJs because I was mad that they canceled their Milwaukee show and the farewell tour.
Right. I remember they were supposed to be.
Me and Eddie gonna have a problem because
Well,
I need to hear your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town.
You're messing me around. I'll tell you, the best live concert experience for me was Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Okay.
It was at the Summerfest grounds.
They came to Afrofest.
Exactly.
Yes.
And to see
I saw
the
them there too.
Negroes standing on
top of tables
and just
yes,
partying with nobody tripping. Everybody
cool.
was just.
I was there.
I mean, what a scene.
That was it.
That Riverside.
Yeah,
something.
But no, just outside,
that outdoor
just
piece,
outdoor.
And that band is cooking.
They connected with the audience.
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
it was
on.
Yeah.
Everybody know the words. They're just singing along. You don't even care if you don't hear Frankie. Because you are. Hey, that's your jam. Hey, that's it right there. and we talking every song he did.
Every song
you knew the words.
You knew the words. That was it.
Yeah, that was awesome. I've never seen anything quite like that. And I've attended the Tom Joyner morning shows live with the Isley Brothers and all that, and that's a good time too. Mm-hmm. But outdoor, Summerfest grounds wide open, and you stand on top of the picnic table, and ain't nobody telling you get down. You can't stand up there.
No,
it was a waste of time telling them folks to sit down.
That's right.
It was not gonna happen.
It was not gonna happen. That's when I saw him in 2005 in Baltimore. It was like an outdoor amphitheater, and I went up. and it started raining. It was pouring down raining. So I had a seat under the amphitheater. There were people that had lawn seats. It started pouring down raining. The people from the lawn seats ran under the, little awning trying to get some shelter. And the whole crowd, Phil Perry started the show. He was the opening
That's my
act.
boy.
Yeah, Phil Perry was good. They had to cut Phil Perry because it started raining so hard and it started lightning. So he was like, all right, I got to stop y'all. So everybody was like, okay. It kept raining. As that rain was coming down in that amphitheater and people rushed under there, the whole crowd started singing joy and pain. Like, we ain't going nowhere. We gonna wait on you. Let's go. We ready. We here to see Maze. The whole crowd was singing. It was fun. We have another caller that is on the air. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. I just want to say good morning to Milwaukee. And I took my medication, so I'm not that person yesterday. But anyway, and I apologize for that one. And we were talking about that was a beautiful tribute last night. I did not want that to end. Thank you so much, people. And and you guys were talking about the band had to be paid. Think of Barry White. He used to have a whole
orchestra. You right, so Lee. That's right.
And then another thing, my favorite experience at a concert, I got there late in 1980. It was to see Stevie Wonder. And I did not miss him. At the San Diego Rose Bowl. It was so beautiful. It was, and we were outdoors. And, and as it got dark, everybody just got lighters. And it was so beautiful. Such a great experience. And I just wanted to say thank you. And good morning, Milwaukee, again, everyone. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for dealing with me. And have a great day.
All right, so Lisa, thank you so much.
That's a good Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I've never seen
me either. And my aunt went to a Stevie Wonder concert. Been trying to track Stevie Wonder down too. This is one of my things. I was gonna go here, there, wherever everything happened. Then COVID happened, so no concerts, whatever. She lives in California, and she ended up saying, "I believe Stevie Wonder doing a concert. You was trying to see Stevie Wonder." And she said, yeah. She said she had whatever seat was way in the rafters to see. She said, I just wanted to be in the room to see Stevie Wonder. And she got me a concert t-shirt. The back of the concert t-shirt is in Braille.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So it's like the raised Braille lettering with his like the cities that he did. So it's in, of course, written on one side, and then it's in Braille on the other side. So I thought that was cool, too. So that's one of my favorite concert t-shirts of that, even though I ain't seen Stevie Wonder yet. But all right. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Myers. Good morning, Milwaukee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Devo.
Good morning to you, sir.
A good friend of mine who passed away last year, Marcus Mays. He looked so much like Frankie Beverly, and when the Pitts Funeral Home had his home going, he laid out in the casket, looking exactly like Frankie Beverly with that signature white hat with a paintbrush in his hand.
All right now.
Because Marcus was a painter here in the city of Milwaukee.
Okay.
And when he was going through his transition, I had opportunity to look at some of his artwork. He was a painter as well as painting someone's home or, business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was an artist. But Frankie Beverly, I was one of those standing on tabletops people. Don't tell nobody.
We saw you. It was okay.
I was standing on top of the table along with Mark Wade and everybody else.
Hey, Dr. Myers, my uncle is struggling. I can hear him struggling to call me Debo. Because
no, you know what?
He's having a tough time with it.
Because he's saying Darren.
He's used to saying Darren.
Saying Darren.
Yeah. See, Darren. It's my father's brother.
I love that man. I love that man, everybody.
Yeah, we love you.
And Milwaukee, be safe today.
Yes.
Be safe. We have a lot to prove. We have a lot to accomplish. We have all our young kids. They're transported on school buses and that. Let's take a moment to slow down. Please.
All
Please.
right.
Is that going to do it, Dr. Gray?
I think it is it because that's the moniker. We that's the admonishment we need. Do well today.
Right. Slow down.
Slow down.
Or you end up over there. You know, he work at a funeral home too. You know.
He don't
Look,
want
you know what?
look. He don't want you over there with him. You
I don't want to be on the slab. No.
just another
There
day.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
It's kept
Y'all have a
me.
great day.
That's it.
You too.
Thank you for
Just
calling
another
in.
day.
Hold on. We have a report from the
Thank
actual
the
host of the
Lord.
show. Michelle said she is in the airport with quote half of New Testament church. They all are on their way to DC. The whole plane looks like Soul Plane.
New Testament.
New
church.
Testament Baptist Church is having church on the plane.
They all invited.
They
to the
all
White
invited.
House.
Come on, come on. Will there be one on the plane?
You mean tell me the whole church is invited?
That's what Michelle said. Half the church is on the plane. Is the preacher there with her? Did they take Dr. Malone with her? Is either that mean he can do baptisms and whatever on the plane?
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Let's say, hey, communion on the plane. All right. We have another caller. Good caller here on the air. Good morning. Oh, well, if you want to call us back, you can do that. Remember, phone lines are open 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Call in and give us your opinion as well.
We got a special guest. You're gonna be.
We do have a special guest that's coming in later on today.
What his name is?
Garen.
Garen what?
Randolph.
What do he do?
He works for the Harris campaign.
Okay.
So Garen is impotent.
He big time.
He big time.
You done made it.
He done made. He has arrived.
No, you done made it if you talking to Garen.
No, I could talk to Garen all the time. Garen will tell you that. No, Garen is happy that he's talking
to be
me.
talking to you. Okay. I understand. I overstand.
You overstand.
I overstand.
Garen.
Made that perfectly clear.
Made that perfectly clear. Okay. But young Carvey here.
He don't even hear
Before the break, Carvey asked a question because you were playing Not Tonight by Lil' Kim and Angie Martinez. And, it's the interlude music. He said, this seemed like some music that you just, that y'all used to dance like this side to side. Y'all used to go dance. He said, is that what used to happen?
No,
yes,
said,
Carvey. Yes, people used to dance.
Did all the music sound like
Did
this?
all the music sound like that? Yes, it was some good music, Carvey. People used to dance. See,
Bangers,
I grew up
man.
with Soul Train. See, you don't know anything about that. Soul Train.
You familiar with Soul Train, Carvey?
I mean, you've seen clips of it, but it wasn't on when you was a child or nothing like that.
But I remember my grandma playing like
videos of Soul Train.
Oh, really?
Oh my, your grandmother had played
She's
videos of Soul Train.
special.
Okay. Well,
That's
I mean,
special.
so people used to dance like.
But she would like. Why would she play videos of Soul Train, Carvey?
I mean, she just was the old style. Like she played all the old music. I'm not sure if it was the video of Soul Train, but I remember just like old shows.
You remember old shows and the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some young people on like Twitter or whatever. They was a pitch. I think it was a Nelly video or something. They were like, man, did the club used to really look like this? So we were like, yes, what a time to be alive. Oh my God.
And we thought it couldn't get no
We thought
better.
it couldn't get no better.
And truthfully, it hasn't.
It hasn't. It has declined. Like people don't dance anymore. It's unbearable. Like to be in the club. It takes Martin Too Cool.
See, I'm still trying to figure out how you go in the club and buy a bottle. That's strange to me.
To buy a bottle of liquor in the club. Yeah. You got some real money, you bet.
Yeah, you buy a bottle
in the club.
I don't
He
get
said,
it.
no, better be happy to get a drink
You buy
that you didn't
a
sneak
bottle.
in yourself back in the day.
I mean, no, as a former club owner, I mean, I know what you make off a bottle.
Right, because the markup is
Stupid.
exponential.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So why?
But you go in and you buy this whole bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and they allow you to sit there and drink it. It also becomes a weapon, if need be. I mean, there's just so many other
Yeah,
parameters.
depending on where you go,
that
Devo.
you looking at.
That's
I
true.
get it, but I mean, it could happen anywhere.
That's true, because you get a beer bottle at hole in the wall and it could turn into something.
Oh, so now you're gonna try to equate it to a bottle. It's a liter.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, you know.
Don't even drink. So why are you in the conversation? Oh, you drank. Oh, sorry about
I'm
that.
just saying. No, I'm just saying.
What'd you
I've,
say?
I've seen things happen.
What'd you say, Carvey?
I've been in the club to see things happen. It's been a couple people got cut with them
Yeah,
bottles.
they done got cut. They done got cut.
Or
He
the
said-
bottle
he
breaks
said,
and
"We
you
live."
end up with glass on your foot. Happened to me because somebody broke a bottle over somebody else's head. Been there, but yeah.
I don't know what kind of joints you was hanging
I'm
out
just
in.
saying.
Where were you at? Curly's or something?
No. Hey,
You don't know nothing about Curly's.
I don't
do
know
you?
about Curly's.
You don't know nothing about Curly's?
No. But you know what? You know one club I was too young to ever go, but they made it sound like it was so fun every weekend. Sonny's on Broadway. Boy, them
Sonny's,
commercials.
yeah.
I said, I can't wait till I get old enough. I'm going to
Sonny's
Sonny's
East,
on
Sonny's
Broadway.
on Broadway. I mean, Sonny was all over.
Sonny was all over.
35th and Lisbon.
35th
Sonny
and
was
Lisbon.
over
That's the
there.
one. That's the commercial. They said, come
Yeah.
to Sonny's on Broadway. 35th and Lisbon. I said, boy, when I grow up, I'm going to Sonny's on Broadway.
Yeah.
Sonny closed it down before I could get to him. But I wanted to go to Sonny's on, but they made it sound so fun.
You didn't want to go.
I didn't want to
You
go.
didn't want to go.
It sounded, but I'm telling you, the commercial sounds so good, Debo. I just
Yeah, but
couldn't
no,
wait.
Sonny's East was.
I said,
It was
"Man,
good. I like
I
Sonny's
really
East.
want to go to Sonny's on
Yeah.
Broadway when I grow up. I said, man, I'm gonna go to that place. They make it sound so fun. But no, I mean, then I became of age going to the club when you go to. When I was going out, we would go to work first. So this is like Thursday nights through Saturday nights. People who you started on Thursday, so they would go to work, and then you go to the after work set that turns into the club. That's what we was doing. So yes.
Where are you from?
Just saying. When I was clubbing,
I said, where you from?
Milwaukee.
You was in a different Milwaukee than I was.
Mm-mm. But see, I didn't really club in Milwaukee like that.
Okay.
I clubbed in DC.
Oh, okay.
So by the time I came along, was going to actual club. Like people talk about questions and other stuff. I never went to clubs in Milwaukee because I wasn't here.
I didn't realize I'm that much older than you.
You not that much? Well,
Yeah.
okay.
I was almost grown
Yeah.
when you were born.
Okay.
So you have to respect your elders.
Oh, hush.
You know I was going somewhere with that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I knew it was always got an angle. We got a caller. Thank God. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Dr. Myers, it was a time to be had in the 90s.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
would start off on
Yeah.
like 3rd and Keith at the Mad Mule.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
that's
heard
it.
of Mad Mule.
Then we would hit like Zarco's, Empire Room, the Lady Blood
I went to
Club.
Zarco's once.
Right around the
Right
corner.
around the corner.
Yeah.
I've been to Zarco's.
Just some good times where the only person you had to watch out for was somebody that got like extremely obnoxious.
Yeah.
But you can go and dance and laugh and have a good time and hook up and get numbers and jam to some good music.
Yeah.
But yeah, we missed our hole in the walls. I don't know what the clubs are doing now.
You was
I
getting,
definitely
you was
wasn't
getting
buying no
numbers?
bottles back in the day. We used to get numbers.
Yes, she used to get them. She was fine. She was at probably Siboney's getting numbers. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
People was trying to push up,
is,
see what was going on. Y'all know you had to
Again,
try to get
a
5
time
numbers
was
a
that.
night. The ladies, see what y'all could do.
Ma'am, you had a question.
My question, Debo, thanks for the tribute last night. That was beautiful. Him from London. Frankie Beverly. I think I went on my first date with my husband. We went to a Frankie Beverly show. My question, Dr.
He
Myers.
really was trying to hook you.
He took you to the Frankie show. That's woo.
Did you say he was your? Did you say he was your first husband?
My only husband.
Oh, I was just clarifying.
See there?
I didn't hear it first. No, it was first date.
She said first date
Okay,
with my husband.
No, I heard first.
He courted me. We went to a Frankie Beverly concert, and I remember the one at the Riverside, and I remember the one outside with the people on the tables.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about remakes of his legendary music? Like when Beyonce made that remix,
It was
I
terrible.
wasn't really feeling that.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Okay, so you agree?
Yeah.
Some things should not have remakes too.
Well, I guess for her generation, I mean, the generation that's coming up now, they probably could appreciate it, but wouldn't be able to get into the original, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
in the middle,
ways,
though.
but in some
there's
ways,
another
she's paying
one
homage
to him, yeah.
by even cutting the tune.
Yeah.
And I'm
and
certain
very
that
few people could do it.
if he
Yeah.
write it and own the publishing, if he wrote and owned the
He
publishing,
was happy.
he got paid.
That's
So he
right.
was more than happy to have her do that
Oh,
tune. So there's a couple of different
oh.
ways to look at that too.
You just hear it and just be like, okay, they do a little bit too much. Just like this guy named October London, he remade the stylistic song, and you're sitting here listening to it like, I didn't know they got paid off of it, so I guess that's why they released it. But like the Bruno Mars, the Beyonce's, certain songs we just need to keep in our treasure. I don't think they should be like remade. But thanks for Memory Lane with the clubs and the holes in the walls.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Thank you. And that's the thing too. I mean, we just saw it with Donald Trump, and they were using the song, and the family said no.
Isaac Hayes' family
Yeah.
got after him, and I'm surprised that James Brown's estate has not gotten after him. With this is a man's world.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know Isaac Hayes, the third, his son, said, "And I told you to stop using."
Mm-hmm.
So, and they sued, which I'm glad they did. Because like you said, artists and their music, it that representation, that would not be what Isaac wanted.
Mm-hmm.
For that image, or for that song to be used. But I get nervous like you, Debo, because I'm almost a purist when it comes to music that should not be remade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there are a lot of people who could redo a Frankie Beverly song. I think before I let go the way in which Beyonce did it and what it was used for.
Well, if you
for her
remember,
live,
there was an album that Mary J. Everybody on there did a Frankie Beverly tune. Remember that album?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it was like a tribute to Frankie Beverly Mays.
Oh, okay. I need to hear how that sounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good, but I mean, none of them still, in my opinion, come close.
Oh no, you're never gonna come close to the original. And I get, I don't like, and this is just a pet peeve of mine, and I know it's just me. Artists who sample, and I'm not gonna say sample beats because everybody samples a beat, but it was sampled to the point of, oh my goodness, I can't even remember the name of the song. And I was like, who is this that's trying to take, it was some artist, and I was like, leave that alone. But it was, I was just appalled by what, I was like, leave it alone. The only person that could come close, I think, of that did a sample, was Angie Stone. And she used the beat to Gladys and the Pips. And I can't think of the song. I can see Gladys now, but I can't think of the name. So, but it was like, and she did My Sunshine Is Gone, but it's neither one of us. That's what it is. But it was a totally different song. I knew what the beat was, the music was to the song, but most people who don't pay attention, they were like, oh, okay, like you heard it before, but it was a totally different song, and it wasn't like a remake of neither one of us. But there have been others that have been tragic and should have just left it all the way alone, and they just try to redo people's stuff.
Yeah, so this album I was referring to, it's Silky Soul Music, an all-star tribute to Mays featuring Frankie Beverly. And on that album, you have Music Soul Child, Kim, Raheem Devon, Mary J. Blige,
some people who can
Joe,
sing.
Ledisi, Mint Condition, Kevon Edmonds, Avant, the Clark Sisters, Kiera Clark, and Jay Moss.
I'm going to have to listen to that. Okay. Everybody on there.
But you heard the Clark, you are my sunshine.
Well, I know that's, Master Blaster and,
No, you blind up my line. That's Mays. And then Jay Moss comes on the end.
Oh.
Know that I'm not right sometimes.
Okay.
Oh, I need you so.
I probably have heard it. I don't think.
Yeah, we'll play that going in the break in a few minutes. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. But keep talking.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, So yes, Carvey, I think you're missing out by not going to the club. The 2000s was an awesome time as well to be in the club. So, what a time to be alive. She mentioned Zarco's. Man, matter of fact, I went to Zarco's with Michelle when I had first moved back to Milwaukee. It was me, Michelle, and Richard Badger ended up in Zarco's. That was the one time I was in Zarco's. The one time I went to Zarco's. Interesting.
Really?
Yes, it was an interesting time because Zarco's probably was like on his last legs at that point. So it was
wow.
It was. It was
last
like
legs.
I mean, it was like it closed like not too many years after that. I was like, okay, this is interesting. It was interesting.
So what did you think was the best thing about Zarco's?
With the time I went, I think you got it was like a lot of different people in there at the same time. So it was like, okay, like y'all would never be in the same club
Were,
together.
were, were
Any
the
other?
were the Caucasians still were running it then?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a
It was a.
Caucasian
Well, I
operation.
figured, well, probably so. If I was in,
Absolutely.
if it was open, I went in there.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did
I
you?
did not know that it was,
There were Caucasians.
Caucasians in the room.
There were folks like Larry K. Miles, who was the DJ at that time. Do you recall?
I do not remember. It probably was him, but I don't know. So this was like 2006
Wow.
that I was in. That remember, I didn't go to college in Milwaukee, so my club experience in the 2000s was I literally went to actual holes in the wall and had a great time. So that was our club, and I went to school in the country, so it was excellent. The music, so we had, yeah, it
So
was
what do
just
you call a
interesting.
hole in the walls?
One way in, one way out, buddy. That's one way in, one way out. Um, and see, I was down south. We used to have a place called the Pink Palace in Port Gibson, Mississippi. If anybody knows about the Pink Palace
Pink
and the
Palace.
Pink Palace in Port Gibson, Mississippi, call in 414-444-5250.
Ain't nobody gonna know nothing about
That
that.
you don't know.
Ain't
It's people from
nobody gonna know
Mississippi and
nothing
they've
about
been.
that.
I'm telling you, it was two trailers, Debo,
Uh-huh.
that had been pushed together to form the Pink Palace Club. It was painted pink,
Well, that's what they do down there. They
and it
they
had
they put them trailers
they
together
put them
and
trailers together, and we had a time at the Pink Palace. And then see, our campus was Port Gibson is not that far
mhm.
from Alcorn, so our
So
clubs
y'all
we had
partying in the trailers.
at the Pink Palace. Now that was where the locals went, to the Pink Palace. I probably ain't
Okay.
had no business down in the Pink Palace, but I was down there.
Mhm.
But the clubs that for the college students, we had the Diamond Lounge
Mhm.
in Fayette. We had the Diamond Lounge and the Trace Theater in Port Gibson
What is that?
was also a place that we went. So if anybody knows any of these places in Port Gibson, Mississippi, yes, I have been there. The Trace Theater was our club. That's where the Omegas used to have a club. And then we partied in Lorman, Mississippi at the Old Country Store. This is a literal, actual general store that still exists today. All original wood, everything. The floorboards used to shake because the floorboards used to shake. We would be in there dancing so hard. But yes, we had a wonderful time. All right, we have caller. I see you. We're going to take a quick break and we will be back to you. You'll be the first thing up. You're listening to Say Something Real on WNOV 860 The Voice.
Thank you for the highs, the lows, the mountains, the valleys. Most of all, thank you for family.
That's true. But they did the Who Can I Run To? That by the Jones Girls and Escape. They did a gospel version of that. I think it was Donald Lawrence or somebody.
Yeah, they did. Can't you be
That
original?
one was cool.
But you got to be original.
True.
Now.
They were like, I can run to Jesus. Okay, run to him. But
see.
yeah.
Nah.
Anyway, we have a caller. Good morning, caller. You are on the air.
Good morning again. It's me, with Lakeshia.
Okay.
Thought you said you had took your
in
med.
Gibson,
Leave so
Mississippi. We had my adopted mother when I was adopted. Then we moved south. She had 11 brothers.
Uh-huh.
They all had a bunch of kids, and they all stayed on the same side of the street, except for two. Uncle Wiley lived in Port Gibson.
Okay.
And I remember like sneaking off when we get to go visit, and because all of them had a lot of kids, and we used to go to these juke joints.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I used to get away, have fun then when I was she would go visit her brothers. But I don't know if it was the name of that club. I can't remember because it's been so many years ago. But anyway, yeah, but it'd be like the floorboards about to fall apart. Like
They
like
had Club Old School, the Pink Palace, down in Port Gibson.
Yeah, you taking me back to Debo's Cafe in Columbus, Kentucky. Debo's Cafe. That's where the Debo's
all down south. I remember the juke boys. But I had two important questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, I have not been receiving my ballots in the mail or my post office box, and I need to know what to do. And the next one, Tuesday, I had experienced racial profiling in Lakeshia on the east side because I have a post office box where I go and check my mail off the East Union. And when I go into a picket save next door. So it was like I got to the post office right at 5, so it had to be about 5:15, 5:30. I got into picket save, and I go in there like every week if I can, or every 2 weeks, because some days my knees won't allow me to get down the stairs where I'm at. So they didn't have anything hot. It looked like slop, the Italian dish they had out, and there wasn't anything else. So I bought I put 2 for $12 chicken, and sometimes I bring them home and steam them, make gravy, or either do barbecue sauce, put the other one in the freezer, and some other items. And I was gonna get some salads that they do 2 for 15, and some fruit and stuff. But my medication was like had me kind of nervous and stuff. But anyway, I was hungry.
Okay.
And so I sat at the table, and because it was no hot food. Other people were looking for something hot.
Okay.
But I wasn't really. I just wanted to see because on Fridays they have really good fish if you get there at 11:30. So I was sitting at the tables where we could sit down and eat by the Starbucks section. And I took because people were like, how you eat cold chicken? Well, I ate it because sometimes you do cold salads with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I ate a wing and a leg. And I noticed that the security guard came back in the area where I was, and I'm just, I just started talking to him. I'm like, I come in the store all the time. Not all the time, not like it, But anyway, so he was like, you need to be smart about what you're doing, and it was applying to me as if I'm stealing, has stole something. But by the time I kept shopping, I know he was kind of following me, but I covered up the bone parts of it just in case, because after that incident. And so I finally get to the register, and the little young manager come up, and he threw me. And he lifted up the napkin and was talking about I was stealing, and he needed me to leave the store and this and that, and it got to a point where it was just really embarrassing, and it just took me for a whole spin. And so I took the chicken out. I said, know your job. It says 2 for 12. I didn't get anything hot, nothing back there. Because he kept saying I had something that was hot that needed to be weighed. I said, you're lying. I said, because there's nothing back there for you to have anything to be weighed. Because, I didn't stop in the salad section. I like the ones in the container. I bring home and do them if I want to. But anyway, so I took the chicken out, and I started counting it because he lifted the napkin. Because I had closed the container, but the bones didn't fall on the part that I hadn't touched because I had the napkin separated. And the other one hadn't been open. So he called the police. I sat outside and waited. I left out the store. My purse, all my little quarters and everything went all under the register. I dumped my purse. I mean, my little wristlet thing. I shouldn't have had to do that, but I did it just because. And I said, if you knew your job and you're a manager, you're like 12 years old. I said, you should know that 2 for 12 means not winning, but anyway, I said, it's 8 pieces in each container. Other one hadn't been open. So I took the chicken and I said, there's 6 pieces. I ate the wing and the leg, but I sat there and I waited for the cop outside. There's more to it than that because it was embarrassing, upsetting. And he was all up on me, and I told him, I said, there was some curse words involved for me. If you do not back away, you're going to get one of these butt whippings I got when I was little. And, I went on outside, and I sat there, and the older security guard, as I was going past, because I had the money ready to pay. And, and I dumped my little wristlet thing. It's not like I was feeling because, my food share doesn't come onto the whatever. But I waited, and the cop, I told him about it because I met him at the where he was parking, and he was such a decent young man, and it just been bothering me. And he took me back in the store, and I said, I come in here, I find wallets that belong to the ladies that work here, young ladies. She's just so happy because it had came up and it happened to be me and I was at her register and she just hugged me. Sometimes I buy those pomegranate juices, but the ones with other flavors. And if I had it, I tell them they get one because they be like, I bet those are good. And young African American ladies, it's a lot of young African American people that work here. And I don't mind helping somebody. And it was just, and the guy took me back in, and they sent the older, maybe the lady about 40, came up, and she said, I still have to refuse you because he doesn't want you in here, and I said, not even with the cop. And I'm like, I come in this store all the time, I buy my little cigarettes, every so often when I can afford them at their main desk or whatever. But it was just, and I really wanted to do something about it, and she said, I can't allow you to pay for this, because I went back and reshop. You rather throw away because if you buy one, it's like $7.99. If you buy two, so you're throwing away $8 worth of stuff. It's not accepted for money, and there should be a reason behind that. But I really want to an apology and we planning on that area for them because you shouldn't be getting. And she said, well, people do come in the store and do this and that. I said, but you're putting me in a box. And I'm like, I come in here quite often. I come in here during the daytime mostly. I've never been that late. I was really trying to get to the post office to see if the certain item had come.
So, Lise, let me be sure that I clearly understand what you're telling me transpired. And I'm going to go back to when you said you went in, you were hungry, you needed to eat something, what have you. So before paying for it, you sat down and began to eat out of that 8-piece?
Yeah. But it's like I'm not stealing because I put it in my thing, and there's a register by the side door. There's a lady there, and maybe that is a form of food. So I'm gonna listen to you.
No. I just
we were just trying to figure out if you had paid for it first before you started eating it, or if
and
they were trying to say because you started eating it first.
The confusion came in. They thought I had something hot.
Well, but isn't there registered there
in the hot bar or in that
in
the chicken
food
part
area right there where they sell the calzones and all of that stuff? Isn't there a register there?
No, it's towards the back by the when you're coming to the meat section.
Over by the liquor department.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm familiar with the layout of the store. Okay. I just think that a lot of this could have been avoided if we had paid for it prior to beginning to eat it.
Yeah.
That's where I think things went south.
That's where I think it went south, right?
But there was a totally different thing. They said, and I want the camera for it because of the simple fact, I did not eat anything hot. They said I ate something hot. And even after I counted the chicken and told him that, but I understand what you're saying about that. But they were accusing me of eating something, and that's a form of stealing. And also, you're lying on me. I did not touch anything hot. and I did not eat anything hot. I opened the chicken container, so that wasn't even. He wasn't even talking about that. He lifted the napkin, and I'm steady showing him and telling him and counting the chicken. And he still didn't bring, the young man still didn't even mention anything about that. And he said, and I said, well, what are we going to do about the 2 pizzas that I ate? He said, oh, this is on me, but I need you to leave out. And I'm calling the police. You know what? And I'm going to wait for them until they get here, too, because I didn't steal anything, and I had the money available. And
So what ended up happening when the police arrived? They take you back in. You talk to the lady, and
I talked to them, and then I never saw the young man again. Since the older
they sent
lady
another person.
An older black lady, about 40, and she told her to tell me that he's refusing my business. And I went back the following day to talk to the main manager of the store. He would not come out. And, and I don't feel that's fair because, see, they were focused on something hot, not about what I'm paying for and accounting or whatever. And I understand what you said, too, Hugo, but he never referred to that at all. He kept saying that I had something that needed to be weighed, and I did not have anything that needs to be weighed. And it's also cameras. If you got cameras, you can see that I did not touch anything in that area because at 5:30, I mean, they weren't even refilling those dishes, and it looked like slop. The little soupy end of, you could see the bottom of the pan. It wasn't nothing there. It wasn't even a chicken wing or a leg, whatever they might have laid out. And sometimes they have macaroni cheese or whatever, all that crap. But when I do the fish, I buy 2 pieces of beer batter, and I buy a little small cold stuff.
But I think that and sometimes, and just having worked in retail as long as I did, certainly some of those moves, whereas that individual won't come back and talk to you, is a way of de-escalating
in this situation, because they don't want
you and him have already had a heated exchange where you've already admitted that there was some profane, and all of this. So that was a way of trying to. So they sent another lady to talk to you
about the profane, because that did not start until after he kept insisting and touching the items that I wanted to pay for. And I'm at the register, then he comes to the register.
But I think what you're not getting is he had already determined in his mind that he wasn't accepting your money. Right. And that because you began to eat that food prior to paying for it, that in itself could be considered as theft.
Well,
whether you intended to pay for it or not, you cannot go in and open the package, begin to eat from it, and then decide what if you didn't like the chicken and say, I ain't paying you nothing?
No, well, yeah. But
I'm being devil's advocate. I'm not saying you wrong. I'm not saying, because I've seen whereas it shouldn't have been no thing. You went to the register. Oh yeah, I'm diabetic. I needed to eat something, but I had no intentions of. But
my nerves is bad.
I'm just saying,
everything. And I told him my blood pressure is up, and I need to eat something. But you know what? And I was shaking, and he even made me more nervous and angry. Because
it could have been handled differently. I'm not saying he's right, you're wrong, none of the above. It just could have been handled differently, and probably could have been avoided if we just paid for it before we started eating it.
I did not eat anything from the hot section of B-Weight.
Hey, so Lise, we thank you so much for the call, sweetheart. We do have other callers waiting.
But look, I went the next morning and I did not, and I shot. But I wanted to know about the voting situation. So what should I do?
Have you moved recently?
Well, they had when I went down to where Wisdom is over there off of Bell Phillips. Because I went to Madison with them last year. When they go every other year to Madison.
But some people have been purged from the voting rolls. So if you may have to go online and re-register. So you may have to go back and re-register. There are some people who have been put off the voting rolls over time. So just make sure that you go on. If you need help to go on to re-register with your new address, just make sure you do that. So that make sure you get your ballot and you can put in for an absentee ballot now. And it should make its way to you. Okay.
So you think I should go back to Wisdom, or is there another area downtown by me?
Nope, you can go directly down to the election commission and they can do it for you if you go downtown, or you can do it online if you on your phone. you can try to call. I mean, to not call, but you can either pull it up at myvote.wi.gov, and you can put your address
On
in.
this government phone, I don't get any service for the 19th, and I would, yeah. I mean, you know that, that's what
I tell you what, if you need
help.
help doing it, just call my office. Somebody will help you to help you register, even if they have to do the form and print it out. Sure. 608.
Wait a minute, let me get a pen.
Okay.
We do have a caller holding.
Okay. So Lisa, if you keep listening, I'll say the number.
She already hung up.
Oh, she hung. Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and take this caller. It's a very astute and distinguished caller here.
Okay. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. How are you this
I'm
morning?
doing well. Is this the judge?
This is the judge.
It is.
Here come the judge.
It is.
Here come the judge.
So
All right.
I
So
wanted to-
Judge Taylor wanted to weigh in because she
Right,
wanted to make
right.
sure, and she's in misdemeanor court, so she wants to keep us abreast of what goes on in retail. So I know this what this is
So
about.
we deal with retail theft all the time
Mhm.
in misdemeanor court, and one of the elements is the intent
To defraud the
permanently
store. Okay.
defraud.
Okay.
So if she had not walked past the last pay station,
Uh-huh.
I would argue that if that's probably why the police didn't do whatever also,
Right.
that if she did not walk past the last pay station, then how could intent to deprive
Right.
be the issue? She also articulated, no, I intended to buy it. And so right, wrong,
And
or
went to the
indifferent
register.
of-
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like how many people have walked in a grocery store and ate some of what they're doing while they're shopping
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and being paid for it? My mother,
Yeah.
God rest her soul.
Get her drink and then take the bottle.
Listen, that woman will have a whole meal while she's shopping, but she shopped like for a whole army. Okay, so she had multiple carts, and then she have a little stuff that she didn't eat that she paid for.
Mhm.
Now, you don't pay for it. That's an issue. I don't encourage people to go in the store eating
Right.
ahead of
Right.
time, but there is certain elements to the crime of retail theft,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is the
Intention to defraud.
to permanently defraud.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. Well, you heard it here first from the judge herself. So she is keeping us out of her courtroom. So make it sure.
Amen. Bye-bye. Have a great
All
day.
right. Thank you, Judge Taylor, for calling in.
Yeah, that'd be the worst thing in the world for me to show
Show up in front of
the
Lena.
judge. Say he ate 8 piece and he ain't paid.
And is she gonna say, Darren, did you
She
go
would
in the
not
store?
call me Darren.
She would, Mr. DeBoe, did you go in?
Not Debo.
Judge Taylor would say, now Debo, you know. I could see her.
Now
He said,
Debo.
now Debo.
Really?
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 You had the 8 pieces. You ate 2 pieces out of
I saw the name,
I
but I
saw
said
that,
no.
but I said, no,
that
it couldn't
can't
be him.
When they gave me the file, it can't be that.
Can't be that
one.
Debo. I know better. I know he knows better. But for Solis, if you're still listening, my number in the office is 608-266-5813. 608-266-5813. And we can make sure that we get you re-registered to vote so that you can get your absentee ballot. So don't forget, you can go ahead and call the office and make sure that somebody will help you do that. All right. Oh, you know what? We were talking about, Debo, we were talking about music. I know people have asked because Michelle always goes somewhere. So I put something together called Michelle's Travel Club.
Mm-hmm.
And we are having a trip to the Hampton Jazz Festival in June. So if
Is that
any,
right?
yes. So we have packages available for that if
And
people
who's
want to
gonna-
go.
And who's going to be covering the show?
You. So we, or we can do a live remote. We can do that too. We can do a live remote from the Hampton Jazz Festival with folks that want to go from Michelle's Travel Club. So if you are interested in that or any other trips, you can call 504-814-0664. Once again, 504-814-0664 and learn more about Michelle's Travel Club and the trip to the Hampton Jazz Festival in June. And yes, payment plans are available if you would like to attend. They've not done the artist lineup yet. That should come in the next couple weeks. So they usually have a stellar lineup.
And where's it?
Hampton, Virginia. So you're going to Hampton Roads in that area. So that is down by Norfolk. So you get some good food, good shopping, and some good music. It's 3 days of concerts.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, Friday,
Saturday, Sunday.
I thought Sunday would be a travel day.
No, but what's it? June 27th. So before I start lying.
It's too late for that.
It's too late for that. No, I don't tell stories. Nope. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was correct. June 27th through the 29th. And this is a fundraiser they've done for the past about 55 years to help Hampton University. So this is one of their big events. But the Hampton Jazz Festival is happening the 27th, 28th, and 29th of June. So if you would like to attend as part of Michelle's Travel Club, you can call 504-814-0664. There we go. And we can make Debo do the show.
Oh, that's a real advertisement there.
Isn't it? Yes.
Michelle's Travel Club. Are there any requirements to being a part of this club?
No. You listen to the show. You find out information. You have to listen to WNOV.
What's included in being a part of this club? You get free T-shirt.
Yes, we get you a T-shirt to be in the Michelle's Travel Club.
Okay.
And you will hear about events first because you listen to WNOV.
I think we should get a personal email.
A personal email from Michelle.
Yeah. Text message.
Text message or something.
Before it goes on the air.
Before it goes on the air.
That way I'm privy to.
That's true. We can do that.
Prior to
everybody else.
Because I'm in the know.
Because you're in the know. Because you're in the travel club. That makes sense. We can do that.
Now,
Andre Lee Ellis, I saw you call, but then you hung up.
Saw y'all talking about some chicken. Now y'all made me hungry.
Made you. So Lisa called here talking about the 8-piece, and now I'm going to have to go down to Pick and Save.
Don't eat it before you pay for it, though.
But you know what? Pick and Save does have some good chicken. I don't go to the east side because that's not by my house, but I go to the one in Brown Deer.
She talking about the one on Van Buren.
Hot.
She's not on Van Buren right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one on Van Buren.
Okay. But no, the hot bar at the Brown Deer Pick and Save and the one on 76th Street, chicken be good.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken is well seasoned.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
This is true. I personally prefer the one on Oakland Boulevard.
Oakland? Okay, that's your Pick and Save?
Yeah, okay. Oakland Avenue, whatever you want to call it. It's a Metro Mart. It's not a Pick and Save.
Oh, you're a little bougie, so you go to the Metro Mart. Where they have the free popcorn when you walk in.
You know what's amazing?
And they have the panini bar at the Metro Market. Yes.
They have sushi.
They do?
Oh, yeah. They Chinese back there with their little hands. They be rolling that. They make it fresh.
Chinese back there.
If you weren't so dark, you might think you were Chinese.
You know what? You know they do have black Chinese.
I ain't seen that.
I'm telling you, there's some dark-skinned Chinese people. Really? It's a tribe of Chinese and mixed with
your complexion.
Yes, in China. I'm telling you.
Cut it out.
No, for real. I can't remember the name of these particular. It's like I'm gonna say tribe, but I don't know if that's correct. I'm serious. I'm not lying. Like,
see, I told you.
It's some.
It was too late. Now
I'm telling you.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull it up.
I'm telling you. I'm not making this
with
up.
The world at
my fingertips. Black Chinese. Telling you, I'm not making this up. Black people have been present in China for a long time, with evidence of their presence dating back to the Tang Dynasty of 618 to 907
got
AD.
A picture.
I'm telling you what I'm saying. I've seen these people before. It was in a book.
It was in a book.
Chinese inhabitants from the Tang Dynasty. They are still dark-skinned Chinese. I haven't seen the picture in the book.
No, I ain't never seen that.
Here it is right here. The Chinese, they got Chinese features, but they black. I'm telling you. There it is. And he saw it. See, Carvey, I'm not lying.
Carvey, zoom in on that.
Zoom in.
It's one right over your head. He just
No, don't do that. Keep it right here.
Yeah.
Right here, you see. See?
Yeah, I want to see. I want y'all to see.
1869 collection.
Move your head. Move your head out the way. The other way. Get right in the screen. It's right there.
Okay. Okay.
So them black Chinese.
Hey, everybody can see the black Chinese.
Let me see on your screen, Carl.
Now, you know what? Anyway, we have another caller. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. Hello.
Thank you, McCall, as soon as you're done with the show. And hey, Lena Taylor, I miss you out in the community, and I love you. All right, bye.
All right. See, you have to love your listener. She just called to tell Lena that she loved her.
Who was that?
That was Solis.
Again?
Yes. She
That's
called
3
to
times.
tell Lena that. She said, hey, Lena Taylor, I miss you out in the community. Love you.
That's 3
All right,
calls
bye.
today.
We have another caller. Good morning.
That's still the same
That's
one.
okay.
But I got to play this for you right quick.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard this yesterday.
See.
Listen.
Is that cicadas?
That's
Locusts.
them crickets.
Crickets.
We ain't heard from Meech. He didn't call at all yesterday.
There has not been a Meech sighting or hearing.
No,
from
they said he called down
today.
the road.
Oh, he calls where he's welcome with his
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
with the Trump
yeah,
supporters.
but
Oh, okay.
He have not called over
He
here.
ain't called over here, huh?
No.
Because that shellacking that Donald Trump took, he don't want.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, she had me nervous when
You know,
she
my
said,
uncle used to call that TTAU. You know,
well, yesterday they said a caller said she ran a Boston on him.
that's it. That's it.
She
A
ran a
whole
Boston
wheel
on
was that it happened.
Wow, man. When she said this,
She said this.
no, it was like a.
It was getting ready to be a yeah, right there.
She called herself. And I
because you know
wouldn't
she
have been
said that's her
mad at
favorite word.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be mad at her if she had called him one.
Right. Yeah. Oh, then you have to be all on the news. So you can't call him that.
Yeah.
You know, she got to try to keep it. You know, I thought she was gonna say like your mama or something. Like it would have slipped out. I would have been like, you know what, your mama. Yeah. Just
no.
Yeah.
No. Stop it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just tell people, you know what, your mama. Just let it go. They understand what that means.
All righty.
I'm just saying, you know, that's it.
So you got a guest coming in a
We
few.
do, yes.
Is he coming in or we call
I don't
him?
know. I don't know if he's calling or coming, but we'll see.
Wait it out.
We'll wait it out and we'll find out. One of the things that I wanted to bring up, actually, that we were talking about, I wanted to remind the public that it is getting close to the time. Our HBCU College Fair is coming up on October 12th. So that is the time for you to gather all the children, young people, people who have been out of high school for a while are looking for something to do for their post-secondary education. This is the time for you to make sure that you mark October 12th on your calendar. Please, ma'am, please, sir, mark October 12th on your calendar to make sure that you are at Vincent High School, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the HBCU College Fair that is taking place on October 12th. We will have colleges there, community-based organizations, as well as trades and apprenticeship opportunities for folks that would like to go into the trades or to be an apprentice. For those that may already have a bachelor's degree, HBCUs can be your second degree if you want to go into a master's program. A lot of them have online master's programs, so you can get your HBCU experience that way as well. So make sure that you mark your calendars and come on October 12th to Vincent High School in Milwaukee. We will have the college fair happening, and it will be a time for you to learn more about what your options and opportunities can be at HBCUs. For those of you that have middle school and high school students, I think that's our guest that's calling. I see his name. But make sure that you are coming to learn more about what your opportunities can look like at HBCUs. So we know that our HBCUs are important. And for those of you that would like information about the upcoming HBCU College Tour that is happening in March, it's the Spring Break College Tour. You can also get information there at the college fair or give me a call as well and sign your student up for that opportunity. But as we turn the page, our special guest has called in. Mr. Randolph, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hey, Lakeshia, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well.
Thanks for having me on.
Debo said I was special because I was talking to you today, and the special feeling is mutual. I did tell him
I think you're special, but I don't think it's talking to me. But
So I want folks to understand what it is that you do. You are the head guy in charge, right?
Well, some would say that.
Some would say that. You're the guy that's in charge for Wisconsin.
Sure,
Your role is to deliver Wisconsin for Vice President Harris, and you are doing an excellent job thus far of making sure that the community has remained engaged and that we know of all the upcoming events that she and Governor Walz are having, and that we are there and that we are supportive and that we are on the ground. So I just want you to tell us what you need from us so that we can make sure these last 54 days are strong and that we deliver for the vice president.
Just walked into my office and I see the countdown at 53. Which
53.
Is,
oh my God. Okay, we missed a couple days. So 53.
Day. But look, like you said, we've been building over the last several months the campaign to win this election and beat Donald Trump again in November. We've got the largest campaign we've had in state ever. We've got over 250 staff across the state. We've got 50 plus offices across the state. And we're ready. This is the same team that's been delivering huge wins for Democrats over the last few years. This is the team that sent Joe Biden to the White House in 2020. This is the team that reelected Governor Evers and the team that took back the Supreme Court last year. But more importantly, this team involves all the people you're talking about right now. We're not going to be able to do it without help from all your listeners and from people, engaged folks across the state. And we've got 53 days to get the job done. And I keep telling people this race is going to be close. It was close in 2020. It was close in 2016, and we shouldn't expect any difference. And we've got 53 days to make sure that we talk to voters on the doors, we talk to voters on the phones, and that everybody knows the stakes of this election. And there are pretty extreme stakes in this election. We have two very, very different visions for the future of this country.
Absolutely.
I think people saw that firsthand on Tuesday night.
Yes.
We had Kamala Harris, who spent time talking about the future, looking forward, about making sure that middle-class Americans can not just get by, but also get ahead. Talked about tax breaks for middle-class families instead of, Donald Trump's rich friends, and protecting our reproductive freedoms and voting rights, and making sure our democracy stays intact. And what you saw on the other side of that stage was pretty different from that. Donald Trump showed up with his very dangerous agenda for the next 4 years. His first presidency was absolute chaos. And last time he didn't have a plan. This time he does.
Right. This time he does. And he put it in writing. Project 2025, which is ridiculous with all of the things that they want to, like dismantling the Department of Education, just, oh my, national abortion ban, all of the things. So when you think about all of the things that we need in our community, when I think about how seniors would be impacted, by, dismantling, Social Security and, the Medicare system and all of the things that folks utilize as they age in our society, there would virtually be no safety nets left for people.
Absolutely. And I think you hit it on the head. He not only has a plan, he's put it on paper. That plan does include cutting Social Security and Medicare. That plan does include raising taxes on middle-class families while he gives corporations and his rich friends handouts. That plan also includes having a presidency with completely unchecked and unprecedented power. He's coming into office to do whatever he wants. This is a guy that is back for revenge. He has political enemies. He has grievances that you see him continue to air on debate stages and at his rallies instead of talking about looking forward. And this is something we need to make sure voters are aware of, because it is a scary, dark vision for the future. And I don't think it's what Wisconsin voters or voters across the country want.
Absolutely. I think you are absolutely right. I mean, I look at this and you said we have 53 days left. So I want to understand from the campaign perspective where we can go and how we can help. So I know some people will say, well, I'm not comfortable knocking doors. Is there something else that they can do, Garen?
There is. Look, I mean, I think we will take as many people to knock on doors to make phone calls as we can, but it's talking to your family. Making sure that people in your networks know what's going on, and all the things that we've talked about so far in this interview. Not everybody's aware of that.
That's true.
The reality is we have a candidate that's new. We changed candidates 75 days ago.
Yes.
Prior to that, this race was between President Biden and Donald Trump, who are very well-known entities that have been around for years.
Right.
While while Vice President Harris has been around and she's been doing the work, not everybody knows everything about her.
Absolutely.
So making sure that your listeners and everybody across the state are making sure that their family, their friends, are aware of the stakes of this election and what's on the ballot this November. So if you want to knock some doors, you go to withstems.org and sign up. But if you don't want to do that, make sure you're telling your friends what's going on and make sure that they know when, where, and how to vote.
And I think that starts in your local family. Like you said, most of us know the people who are suspect in our own families that may not vote.
Exactly.
I'm just being honest. We know who they are. They're like, I forgot. I don't know, whatever. Make a list of those people. Make sure that you call those people to make sure that they know how to register to vote. And if you can, go pick them up and take them to register to vote, or do it on their phone so they can do it right in front of you so that they can register to vote. So they get that part out of the way. The other part of that is if you are a part of any civic organizations, any clubs, you go to church every Sunday, make sure that those folks are registered to vote. If you have people who are on the sick and shut-in list at your church or in your lodge, make sure that you get absentee ballots sent to those people and make sure that they get them filled out and returned. Every vote will count in this election. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Garen, this will come down to basically like 20,000 votes. That was the margin of error the last time. So it will be even closer this time. That's 2 people per ward.
That's exactly right. I think that 20,000 was 2020. I do expect to be closer. I think that this has been a different kind of campaign, right?
Yeah.
We need to make sure that people are ready to vote. And I think that we hear a lot of like, well, what does it impact me? And I think that some of the things we've talked about, right? Like you might not be on Social Security or Medicare, but somebody that is. Somebody in your family needs that. You might not need insulin prices to be capped at $35,
right? But
somebody in your family does.
Right.
And I think that the Biden-Harris administration has spent the last 4 years delivering real wins for Wisconsin. Whether that's increasing the number of Black-owned businesses, shortening the Black wealth gap, all of these lowest Black employment in years, these are things that matter. And if they don't necessarily matter to you, they matter to somebody that you know. And that's what's at stake this November.
Absolutely. And we all have to do our part. So this is a part for everybody to play. So please, everybody, make sure that you are registered. If you need to figure out your registration status, you need to go to myvote.wi.gov. Once again, myvote.wi.gov. And Garen, let folks know I know people are going to ask me, where can they get a Kamala Harris yard sign?
Well, we've got our office over on 84th and Lisbon. It should be some hot signs there. I will say that they are a hot commodity.
They are a hot commodity. They cannot keep enough of them. So y'all need to ride by 84th and Lisbon and snatch the signs. They outside. So
I feel bad because I might have said that and there might not even be any left right now, but
they better get them printed.
We can't print them fast enough.
So they are hot commodities. So make sure that you go. The campaign office in the community is at 84th and Lisbon. Once again, 84th and Lisbon. And if you have time, you can go in and volunteer as well. They will always take volunteers. Yeah. You can do your part that way as well. But really, we need to make sure that we have high turnout. The last few elections we've had have been very, very low turnout. Some wards only had 0 people voting. So that should not be the case this time. This election is too important to sit on the sidelines to let this happen. So please go out and make sure that you vote. Take 4 to 5 people with you. If you need rides, Souls to the Polls will have rides available. Of course, as we get closer to Election Day, we'll keep making sure that is available to you. But any other information we need to know, Garen?
No, I think that you've kind of hit it all. I think that the biggest point that we want to drive home for folks is there are 2 different directions that we can go here in November. One of those directions is a candidate that is working for regular people and making sure that people can get by and get ahead. The other side of this campaign is a former president that is looking for revenge and looking to take us backwards and erase a lot of the progress that we've made. And I don't think people, your listeners or people across Wisconsin are ready to go backwards or to deal with the chaos of what was Trump's last presidency.
Absolutely.
And it's going to depend on all of your listeners to show up on November 5th and make sure that we send that message.
Absolutely.
We beat Donald Trump in 2020 by doing just that. And we're going to do it again, but we need people's help.
Absolutely. And you've been listening to Garen Randolph. He's the head guy in charge in Wisconsin for the Harris campaign. homegrown right here from Milwaukee, Marquette grad. So he knows the lay of the land in Milwaukee and our community. We thank you for all the work that the campaign has been doing with ad buys on Black Talk Radio, with making sure that we have information, at our fingertips, the surrogates that we've been able to get nationally as well as locally. I just want to say thank you for the work that you're doing. It has not gone unnoticed. You and Nick are a dynamic duo, and you are my favorite folks from the campaign. You've made sure that we have been at the forefront of everything. So if nobody told you today, we love you.
Well, thank you. And we love you too. And thank you for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're the one letting people know what's going on. So,
That's right.
We can only go so far. Only so many people talk to the campaign, but a lot of people listen to you. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Garen. I appreciate your call.
All right. Thanks, Keisha.
All right. You're listening to WNOV 860, where Negroes own their own voice. And we will have a break, and we'll be right back.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV, because after watching her second grade
you singing. That is not why I pointed at you. That meant you could, let's
You know what? We're not gonna. That's another person. People cannot redo their music. The Gap Band. That's right. So I can sing Charlie Wilson's part. I know the song.
Let me hear it.
That's what he did.
Not quite like that, but
Girl, you knock me out. That's what Charlie did. Charlie.
yeah.
Ooh, Charlie.
Yeah. You got
and Ronnie do his.
You got the part down by what they say, but it don't sound quite the same.
Well, that's why they pay Charlie the millions.
Yeah,
to sing his own songs. Now I sing along with the record like everybody else. I sound good in the shower, and I could be the extra member of the Gap Band. But
extra member.
But cause Ronnie's still alive. Is the other
one of them
died? The brother died, so they got a spot that's open. I can be out there and do something.
I don't even think the Gap Band still perform, do they?
Well, no, Charlie just performs the Gap Band songs. Okay, it's Charlie with the group, so he can do whatever. He can bring me up on stage. I can help out. But, well, I just wanted to remind the public before we go off the air to make sure that you.
No, we're not going off the air. You mean before the show?
Before the show. You know what? We're not gonna have the Indian crying and the Star Spangled Banner, so television don't go off. No,
right. Carver, you never
seen TV go off, huh? He looking like, what are you talking about? Okay, yeah, there was a time when television actually used to go off. The signal would fade. You heard about it, never saw it.
Hearing about it,
and seeing it.
Not the same as experiencing it. You wake up and the TV is just snow.
2 or 3 in the morning. It used to go. They play the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm.
They had like these little montage. It'd be the Native American dude crying, and the Star Spangled Banner would go up. Then it'd be like, beep, and then shh.
Yeah, then it go to snow.
You go to snow. That was it. And he was like, well. No. It was just snow. Just shh. Oh yeah, it was color TV. I ain't had no. I mean,
he really.
How old you think I'm talking about? He said, "Was it in color?" Debo might have been around when color first got introduced. I've always had color television.
I don't think I was around. I was born in '66.
Showing when the TV went to color, yeah.
I mean, we
had a black and white television in our kitchen. But
I remember being small. We had,
but I always had color TV.
All black and whites. And
in the 80s,
you had really did something if you had messed around and got yourself a color TV.
Wow.
Yeah, you had that man.
You had the floor model RCA.
Like the Jeffersons say, we're moving on up.
You had a color TV. And the earliest ones, they had to put the little screen thing on it.
And don't forget now when they first come out with the dishwasher. Man. Yeah, color folks got that dishwasher. Folks got dishwasher. Because they was usually the dishwasher.
What they said, when refrigerators make their own ice.
Yeah. Well,
they used to call the ice man to bring you some ice.
Oh, the milkman.
The milkman. My aunt used to get milk and juice delivered at home. Yeah, my aunt did. And that was in the early 90s. She still had, it was like called home juice or something. Home juice.
Even still around.
I don't even know if home juice still around.
Yeah, but you see folks like Swan, different operations where you can get your
Swan
meat
and home juice, meat off the truck.
That stuff is still out there. Ice cream guy still comes around, with the, you can buy the boxes of ice cream or what have you.
You can do all that. So, well, it has been a pleasure being with you this morning.
You done got old,
Darren.
Keisha,
what?
Because you remember as much as I do.
But you have to remember, I'm an exennial. That's like a subgroup for millennials. We're the old millennials. We were the last generation to do a lot of like a piece of this and a piece of that. So we were the first ones with technology and home and all of those things. So I remember a whole lot from like being a kid, but then we grew up with like home computers and stuff like that.
Remember the IBM computers? Is that what you started
with?
The
international business, Tandy.
Tandy. Oh boy.
Tandy.
That was actually a Radio Shack brand.
Tandy was Radio Shack brand. We had Tandy computers, and going to school in kindergarten, we started with the Apple IIe computer. That was the first computer I ever used. And that's when you had dot matrix printing and you
I
had to
remember
type your story. And
my first interaction with when I purchased one, I was very intimidated by the computer.
okay,
Afraid that I was gonna mess
up
something
something. Yeah.
or something, And so yeah, I mean, it was a process. Now I can build one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when the internet came in the mail. AOL,
Hey,
them AOL CDs.
remember,
Mama, can we please get the?
Carby, did y'all have HBO when you was coming up?
He know what HBO Max is.
Yeah, I'm talking about where they come out and put that antenna on top of your house.
A satellite dish. That was the HBO theme song.
Yeah, he don't know nothing
Yo,
about
you
that.
cassettes. He said cassettes was the oldest thing he remembered.
Oh, he talking about
He talking about VHS tapes.
Yeah. He talking about cassettes.
Cassettes. We thinking about a cassette.
So do you remember the Beta?
Betamax. Max. No, he don't know.
Well, the Beta came after the VHS, Carby.
It was like Blu-ray and DVD.
Right.
It was
did not last long.
Did not last long. Blu-ray and DVD, they were competing like DVD types. I don't know. It was, I ain't never have a Blu-ray player, but it was.
I've got one still.
You still
I can't find
no Blu-ray
to play in it.
Okay, so one thing before we go, I cleaned out my storage unit over the weekend, and my friend helped me clean it out. And he said, "All right, you taking all this stuff?" I took everything and put it in the basement of my house. He said, "Well, what's in this box?" It was all DVDs and VHS tapes. He said, "Why do you still have it? Do you have something played on?" I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm not getting rid of my DVD collection that I had and my VHS tapes." I said, "I need some of this stuff." He said, "Why do you have this?" Why? I was like, "Because it's my stuff. I need it." So, and like my CDs, I've not gotten rid of any of my CDs, Debo. So I hold on to them. You have to download them and upload them to my Apple iTunes and all that stuff. But yeah, I can't get rid of my stuff. All right. Well, I want to say thank you to Mr. Debo and to young Jarvel, who is here. Yes, Jarvel. That's such a nice name. That were here with me today. It's been a pleasure sitting in for Michelle Bryant. You've been listening to Say Something Real. I hope you have a great rest of your day and make it a positive one. We will now hold for the good news from Mr. J.C. Frazier.
Wait a minute now. What are you doing? That's my part.
Okay, let me do it like Keon did it.
Well, wait a minute. Okay. Let me get him
my music
staged
right.
up.
Get him staged up.
Then you will
okay.
Introduce him. Let's see. We're gonna put that right there. Then we're gonna put that right yonder. You know what yonder is, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now we're set. Go right ahead.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Time to hear a word of the good news from none other than Mr. J.C. Frazier. May I say God's graces to you today, Brother Frazier, and how do you feel this morning, sir?
All is well, my sister. All is well. Good morning, Mr. Debo. Good morning, everyone. This is J.C. Frazier with Northwest Funeral Chapel, inviting your attention to the following announcement. Funeral services